Hey fellas, welcome to the video. This, now big fat disclaimer here, this is going to be the first creator video that does not showcase all of the coins, because the coins at that point, well, I mean at this point for me, were either too ridiculous to go for or just way too unfair for, I guess, like the difficulty that they were going for. But do not like attack Mezzo over that, please. That is their creative freedom to do with the level as they please. I just was not a fan of them. Without that being said, it's time for every rated ItzMezzo level. I'm gonna just call him Mezzo, but I guess I gotta say the full name. Yeah. So with Mezzo, there's a, like, I don't have history with like the person themselves, but like I remember, like, if there's one thing I know about Mezzo levels is that they are very like timing centric and like have like really weird random cube duels that I think I actually find really fun. Like Mezzo gameplay to me honestly is pretty memorable, and that's why I decided to do this video. And this was like kind of like the this is kind of like the person I wanted to do when I had first come back to like YouTube. But I was like, you know, I gotta see if I still got it, because it's probably been a minute at that point since I really seriously played the game. And I was like, you know what, if I can beat Purgatory, then I still got it. And what do you know, I still got it. So, with that being said, Mezzo, you know, it got some pretty memorable levels to me. Some that really stick out for different reasons, which I'll get to at the end of the video. But yeah, I'll leave you guys to it and enjoy the video, and I'll be back for, you know, results and stuff like that. You know the drill, and if you don't, then that's what we do here. So please enjoy the video, and I'll see you at the outro / results.
to the unusual sound. Noises.
You hold me close, tell me that you can read my mind. How do you get to know how I feel inside? 'Cause I didn't take you there, no. Oh baby, get out my head, 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 oh baby, get out my head, get out my head.
To me, it's all the same. Hard to say who is to blame. Seems to me it's all the same. Eye for an eye, on goes the game. The principle shall never die. And the guns and the bombs don't get to rest. The bullet fist must know the best. Will the day ever come to calm the obsessed? We need to see a new dawn.
we must go on. I know it's hard to see beyond the walls that keep us apart, but in time we will learn to climb.
Probably thinking I call you crazy, and maybe that's true, but you're not crazy enough. Laying inside yourself, losing sleep, choosing me. I'm sorry, but really I don't wanna help. I got myself to fix, and I saw the way you were slipping, grasping my hips as you fall. And I guess that you just were in this now. So blind and straight with you. Maybe I want it to be a good day for you instead of changing you, yeah. I guess it don't even matter. All that you do is get madder.
Hey fellas, it's me again in the outro like I said I was. Who would've thunk it? Did you enjoy it? I certainly enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed playing. I really enjoyed playing all of Mezzo's levels. But I guess without further ado, let's, I know I'm skipping a little, quick to the results, but that's just because I want to yap. So, to the results we go. And I'm gonna get the coins out the way first. So, the coins, I'm not gonna lie, it's like they're like a 7 out of 10 for me. And that's okay. They were mid, they weren't too great. They weren't too great, but they weren't too annoying, except for a select few. For the coins I didn't get, then obviously I'm not gonna rate them. So, do with that as you please. I just am I'm not really a big coin person, but for what it was, Mezzo made some coins that didn't really make me angry. So, W Mezzo, I don't really have much to say on the coins because they kind of just exist to me. Like, every day I play this game, I'm like, thank goodness that I am not a coin grinder, because I would, hate playing this game a lot more. But, for what it was, Mezzo made some pretty good coins. It's like, your average coins are pretty mid, That's okay. Not everything needs to be a Jonathan GD coin. So, I'll take it. Next we're gonna rate the decoration. The decoration isn't too crazy, honestly. But for me, because this is my opinion, I'm giving it I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I believe that's fair. I wanted to really give it a 9 out of 10, but I'll be fair and give it an 8 because for the most part, I really did enjoy Mezzo's decoration. There's obviously it's something everyone's seen a million times before. You've seen it a million times, right? But I don't know, something about Mezzo specifically is I think it's just really combined with the gameplay. If I see I guess this type of design, what Mezzo usually goes for, I'm always thinking about what kind of gameplay is tied to it, because they both coalesce with each other. They correlate with each other, and I think that's really cool, because it'll always be if I see this level of design, I'm thinking of the Mezzo, which honestly, I don't know, maybe it's a little crazy, maybe there's more creators that deserve that spot over Mezzo, but for me, I think it's I see design something in Virtual Jolt, I believe that's what it was, or Ample Park, Virtual Jolt, Ample Park, Chroma Vibe, the Deadline, Purgatory. It all just screams Mezzo to me, and I think that's pretty good for when your style of creating is so recognizable to me that I'm yeah, this, this is, I associate this with you now. I think that's pretty good. That could be bad for some, but I think it's pretty cool. But you're entitled to your own opinions, of course. And now for the gameplay. Gameplay, I'm being super biased. 10 out of 10. This is my review. So if it ain't 10 out of 10 to you, then well, get out there and play every Mezzo level. It's definitely 10 out of 10 to me. There were frustrating bits to it, honestly, but the reason I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 was because I was hopping into 2 medium demons. I forget the name of them, but I think, what was one? It was Awaiting Something and Endorphins or Endorphins, something like that. It was those two. They were both medium demons, right? And the game said they were medium demons. The community said they were medium demons. So I went in with the medium demon mentality, and then when I got jump scared by hard demons, I was kind of mad. I was man, of course. Yay! Thank you, community. This is definitely a medium demon. I don't know what you guys are playing that are medium demons, but I don't know if this is it. And I was only mad at that. The levels themselves played fine. They were very consistent. I had fun. It sounds like I didn't have fun. Let me tone it down a bit. I had fun though. It was very, very engaging. Mezzo makes a lot of demons, but they've also had some pretty good normal levels. But I really enjoyed the whole I'm playing a demon stuff, and it was just really fun. It's good. Very good gameplay. genuinely couldn't change anything about mezzo. Like I think it's good when you have like a gimmick and you're really good at your gimmick. Like the gameplay flows really well with each other. They have like their own like individual sections, which I actually really do miss a lot. Like flow gameplay is nice, but like just having a section where it's like, oh, this is the robot section, this is the wave section, this is the cube section, this is another wacky like a cube, like a wacky cube thing, or like a wacky cube ball duel that, you know, he's usually known for. I think that's good to have because I think it makes it a lot more memorable than just like ball into wave and a robot into one jump from a cube and then like a single jump from a UFO into, because it's like, yeah, I mean it flows, but there's not really a section. It's just like, I'm just gonna call it like 13 through 27, when I could just like in the level with mezzo I can just be like, yeah, the cube section in this one was kind of hard, but you get used to it after a while. Or like the dual wave was something else here, but like there's always like, I feel like I remember that a little bit better instead of just I remember 13 through 45 was absolutely something else. Like I think it's good when I can pinpoint like an like exact gameplay to something. I think that's really good. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it for the results. I'm gonna go ahead and yap a bit. So again, I'm a big fan of just like mezzo demons entirely. I had so much fun. Like there were really some bangers in there, and I actually would encourage everyone to play mezzo demons, and like just not even just the demons, just the levels in general. They all have really good and engaging gameplay. I really do think everyone should at least try a couple mezzo levels. If it ain't for you, that's okay. I think them being just like timing, a lot of them are really like timing based, which is kind of cool. I really do enjoy that. That was like this is a creator I remember by name a lot. I'm like, I do think about when like, oh boy, did mezzo upload? Did they get like a rated level or something like that? And it's been a minute since, like, as the time I'm recording this, it's been a minute since we've had a new mezzo level, which is kind of sad, honestly. I do want to see mezzo return to the creating scene, but you know how life is, right? Like, maybe they don't have time for it, but if he ever does come back, maybe even right now, he's cooking something up in the kitchen, about to serve me that 5-course meal in the gameplay and decoration department. You know what I'm saying? I really do hope we do get to see a couple more mezzo levels, especially with like the 2.2 gimmicks. I really feel like mezzo is one of those creators that really could pop off with some really like crazy gameplay, especially with the 2.2 gameplay features, and not just even the 2.2 gameplay, but like just the decoration entirely. We got a little snippet of that in a couple of the levels here, but I want to see more. I want to see more. Obviously, I don't want him to rush it at all because, you know, creating, you know, having like a vision, that takes time. I do get that. But I can't wait to see what mezzo cooks up next, because I do believe he is going to come back with something very spectacular. And when he does, I will be there to play it day one, because man, like, this is a creator that I genuinely love. Just like, I would revisit, like, if I'm not really doing anything or I don't really want to grind anything, I'll just play like a mezzo level. Like, and I think that's pretty cool. Like, I got a creator that I'm just like, yeah, I really like these levels a lot. I'm gonna play them again. That was really cool. Like, I think mezzo is definitely like a top 25 creator just for me. Maybe I should make a list on that at some point. But like, again, very memorable creator. I really do love mezzo levels, and I think everyone should give them a try. And yeah, it's really not much to it. I just really love mezzo. Mezzo is awesome. And I guess with that being said, we can end the video here because I was rambling for a little long, but you know what? For a creator of this, the glaze must be infinite, I tell you. Yeah, it's gonna do it for me. You know, guys, it's been a fun video. I really hope to make a part 2 to this, but we'll see. Like and subscribe, you know, like if you like it, dislike it, and if you dislike it, make sure to subscribe to Mezzo on his channel. The link will be in the description. And with that, guys, I am out. Peace.